run out on the field. David Penner is the fullback. Enko, Navarro, Villa, Piero, Donato, and Tom Rando, the big number 10.
Some Parramatta element there.
A little bit of everything there.
David Penner, a former Parramatta and Penrith player. A couple of other younger guys there in our lower grades.
And here come the United States of America, a team with plenty of raps on them. James Johnson is the skipper. Forrest Hampton, Nate Turner, Matt Reel, Fernando Evans, Tay Galloway, Martin Patton and Greg Smith. They're a good team by all reports, Brian Smith.
Yeah, well, most of these guys come from a great athletic background. To get to where they got to in the college system in football there, they just have to be tremendously quick players. They're very athletic. It's a matter of whether they can adapt to a very, very different game. They don't play laterally very much. They've done a heap of work. Let's see how they go.
David Aboud is the referee. This contest between Italy and the United States. This is the 6th year the USA have been involved in the Sevens. Their record just 5 wins and 14 losses. And the big kickoff, and we're about to see what people say is the fastest team in the Coca-Cola Rugby League Sevens. David Penner is the fullback. Ridley, a little bit of a knock on. He's put his foot in the touch, has he? And the United States are going to turn the ball over.
These are the things that I guess we rugby league people take for granted, and the Americans just don't understand. You step out of bounds in their game, you keep the ball. Step out of bounds in our game, and you get your leg cut off.
Scrappy scrum. If there's any other kind. Penner. He was in sparkling form for Italy in the opening game. Can he score again? He can't, but he can promote a try.
Well, the referee's called it back. Terry, you've seen a forward pass in there somewhere.
Must have been the final one from Penner to Enko. And he can afford to smile about it. Referee Aboud. And I'm sure the United States team can also smile about it. Phil Clark joins the sideline. Phil, a very speedy looking outfit.
Certainly, I think, as Brian said, inexperience could perhaps go against the American side, but let's wait and see. I know they've been training for several weeks for this, and all the players have been looking forward to it. Speaking to a couple who've been trialling out to the Roosters, and Martin Patton's one of them. I know their fitness has improved over the last few weeks. They certainly lack nothing in explosive or dynamic power, and he was given a bit of space.
Little knock on, and referee Aboud has picked that up. So they've been unable to show us any of this much talked about pace. That's Nate Turner.
They got funny numbers here on us, Terry, because that wasn't Nate. That one I'm sure of, because I do know Nate. But they really fall on the ground. Again, it's a foreign concept to them. They just don't have to play with anything but the ball in the air.
Penner. Back inside. Barbaro. Still looking for a way through. Can't get on the outside of his man. And number 10 goes forward for Italy, but he's upended. Tom Randa. Diarra. They're up out of the line very quickly, the USA, and they'll pay the penalty. Ayenko goes over this time, and the try is awarded.
Again, the concept of working as a team unit, as a line, and staying in front of the ball, if you like, difficult. They want to go out there and smash people. That's the name of it. And to get out of the line and chase like that in sevens really exposes yourself. You have to be sensational on your feet and have a lot of luck to make a tackle going at that pace.
So they find themselves 4 points to 0 down. As the coach of this USA outfit has a little bit of experience himself in Warren Ryan, who's been the guest coach for the United States.
I reckon Warren deserves a big rap too, because he's given a lot of his time to help these guys. He's a retired coach nowadays, the Wok. He's put a lot of time into these guys, and I hope it pays off for them a little.
They're very keen to razzle-dazzle. Phil Clark, it doesn't always work.
No, but they all seem pretty happy with the outcome of that. They like the fact that I don't think they realise, like Brian said, that once you go out of bounds, they're going to probably lose possession here at this resulting scrum. They were all so shocked, I think, that the little move came off.
Scrum, Ridley. Paolini into the line. Gets up, 38 metres out.
Again, I think we've got some funny numbers there. That's Paolini, number 8, who's offloaded.
And across, Barbaro, who goes across for another try for Italy. And he wants a spell quickly. They're up by 8 points to 0 over the USA.
They just haven't picked up the concept yet, the Americans, as you'd expect they wouldn't. You see a missed tackle there. They're trying to work. They're trying to work as individuals and smash the guy with the ball. And anyone worth his salt, and some of these guys in the Italian team have obviously had some experience in the game. They know how to step when someone comes to smash them, and consequently they lose any framework of defence.
What can they do with the ball? Well, they're not keen to hang on to it too much. They've seen an opportunity here. The chase is on, and there's the speed. Can he get the bounce?
Give it to him, ref.
He's claimed the try. They've gone for the video replay. Well, this will be interesting. Phil Clark will see this, but explosive speed.
Yeah, Martin Patton's one of the players who's been out at the Roosters for several weeks. A very popular person amongst the club. Great character. He really lifts the joint during training. He's been telling me he had a race against Shane Warwick the other week and came runner up to him, but he backed his pace on this occasion. Toes it through, does pretty well.
I think he's missed out.
I'd say that's a no try.
It was a great decision to put the play on, though. They picked the right time. It was obviously something that Warren Ryan has practiced with them. It was a great opportunity. Did he get a hand on this? Oh, go on, give it to him.
Downward pressure. There may have been a fingertip on it. No try. No try is the call from referee Aboud.
I think we need a little more than no try there, because the referee doesn't know whether that was made dead by America, knocked on or not, whether that was a 20-metre tap or indeed a goal line dropout.
Dropout was the ruling, and they turned the possession over. And Diarra, Italian number 6, is fired up.
Again, I just don't understand that. They don't understand about getting onto the floor, because again in their game you don't do that. And each time they've been pushed into touch, it's because they've been trying to fight to get that extra metre or two forward, and they'd be better off just to cut their losses and get onto the ground and play the ball.
Good ball movement by the Italians. They're on the way. They lead by 10 points to 0 at the moment.
Oh, good hit.
Right on the half-time buzzer, Penner with a little bit of space. A man on the outside can't get there. And Shannon Sparks tidies up for the USA. End of quite a frantic half of footy. Italy in front by 10 points to 0. They're willing.
What do you say to a group of people like this, Clarkie?
Oh, I don't know. I think Italy are pretty fortunate to have played their first game against the Japanese side. Perhaps if America had had the chance to have a bit of a run out against probably the weakest of these three sides in the group, they would have benefited from that. You see Craig Salvatore there now, laying the law down to his side. He knows at 10 points to 0 it's not over. But America, I think, must score first in the second half of them to have any chance.
I think I've heard Craig Salvatore speaking Italian late at night.
That was Italian, wasn't it? He's done a good job, the big man, Craig Salvatore.
They'll try and run around us or try and kick and chase. They're very fast. Our 2 men drop back 5 or 10 yards, okay? So you can move on. All right? But don't have to go hard, guys. This is simple. We can beat these blokes easy, okay? Just keep the defence up. Good defence. They've done well, okay? All right? Nice and simple. Very, very simple. Simple play will beat.
7 hard minutes. You see what they're going to do now. They can't pass the ball around, so they're going to try and put those kicks to score. 7 minutes you put a dent on these guys.
Well, that's an Italian huddle. I like it when everybody talks with their hands.
Phil Clark, it seems to be working a treat for Italy.
Yeah, I think Craig Salvatore is doing a good job, and they looked a good side in the first hit up against Japan, and I think they'll go, they'll do quite well in this competition.
The lad on screen there is Adam Capavilla, who's also a Parramatta player. So I think they've shot us a couple of dummies here on the numbers.
They've got quite a good lineup, this Italian outfit, and we did mention that they could be one of the dark horses in the competition. And the scoreline in the second half, 10 points to 0 over the USA. Looking to strike back. United States, they've been working out quite a bit.
There's a tackle by Turner. He wants to hurt someone.
Another good hit.
Hey!
Showing plenty of enthusiasm.
Hey!
And that's the biggest of all three. And it brings a great roar from the crowd. Johnston was the man. James Johnson, and the Italians have taken exception to it. And the crowd love it, every moment of it. The Americans are fired up. Evans is in there, number 3. Let's have a look at this hit. There was 3 in a row. It was a beauty by Johnson. Penner got straight back up.
Oh, right up under the ball. He could have stuck with him and banged him right down there, but he got off lightly, I think, Penner.
Well, Phil Clark, there was a bit of technique in that by Johnson.
Yeah, he's been working on it. He was over here about 12 months ago, so he's seen a fair bit of rugby league. I don't know whether he thought the play was tackled or what. I'm not too sure how he got off him so quickly. But I think a little bit of bravado went on after that. Seems to have calmed down now. The penalty's going towards Italy.
Well, this gives Italy more possession. And I don't think the USA know too much about the offside rule. Creeping well and truly inside the area, and the big hits continue from the USA. Johnson once again involved. Margattini doing some good work for Italy. Had a good opening game of the championship through their hands.
Oh, look
once
out!
again, a big gang tackle by the USA, and the crowd have come alive here. Johnson was involved again, but that's opened a gap. Ianco scored a try in the first half. The ball loose. Diarra. And very much the villains at the moment, the Italians.
Well, the referee, I think the referee's the villain. The crowd want to see the Americans do whatever they want.
And they're virtually doing that. Couldn't quite handle that, Evans. Hampton, Morris Hampton trying to get away from his man, can't do so. And you can feel the intensity in this Italian side also lifting. Called out for a bit of a high shot, is he? Adam Capavilla.
Oh, draped across his shoulder, maybe rearranged his little bit of sweat on his nose there for him.
They turned the ball over, they flicked it out the back, and there's been a little knock on in there.
I think Clark is right about it. These guys just need to. There's nothing you can do apart from play the game to learn to play. When you're starting off absolutely square one, they need to get out there and get the feel of what this game's all about. And they'll get better. Hopefully they'll get better in the next game.
And Phillips involved in that tackle. Good hands by the Italians. Barbaro, he's over again. He's been causing damage all day. And Barbaro goes over for his second. And 14 points to 0 now. Italy up over USA.
Lovely hands. And the Italian boys with some concepts about how the game's played, and some of them are very good players, know how to draw and pass and promote the ball to someone in a better position. The Americans are learning.
That kick was successful. 16 points to 0.
For the flag.
And inside the final couple of minutes, Phil Clark, the crowd would love to see the USA put on a try.
They will, and if not in this game, then I'm just a little bit worried for the Japanese in the next game the Americans play. The Japanese adopt a tactic of running straight at their opponent, and we saw the size of the Japanese side, and we've also seen the hitting power of the Americans, so expect some fireworks in that one.
It's a recipe for collision.
Sean Sparks takes his side down the right end of the field. Martin Payton. Trying to work the ball. They've got a chance. There's plenty of cover for Italy here. Evans. He was just pinned to the sideline. Sloppy play the ball has cost Evans. The referee has allowed play to go on. Last tackle. Evans plays it. Away. The kick was by Sparks. Like a horse without a jockey at the moment.
Well, maybe it gives us a full appreciation of just how many little things there are that may seem simple to us, but they're a damn sight difficult when you haven't ever done them before, and particularly if you haven't grown up with the game. Actually, I reckon these guys would be better suited to 13 aside. This is an even more difficult game where your skill level is exposed, or any weakness in your skill level is exposed tremendously quickly at this sort of level in sevens.
Penner through the dummy on the outside, stepped off the right foot, and he's over for another try for Italy. And they now lead by 20 points to 0, and they are reigning on the parade of the US of A. Penner's been a very handy acquisition for this Italian outfit.
He's been a quality first-grade player. He's played for a few clubs, David Penner, in his time. He knows about footy. I think that this American team are a different lot to the ones we've seen here in the past. Bit of a catch-22, really. The guys that have come here in the past from over there are really just guys who enjoy footy and know a little bit about it, played a bit of rugby union, not good enough really to be quality athletes in the American sporting collegiate system. And these were the people we're looking at today have no background in the game. Those other guys are never going to be anything special because they're physically so limited. These blokes have got all the physical qualities, but they just haven't got the footy nous yet.
Pat on the back for Sparks. They failed to register any points. The United States team, 22 points to 0. Italy victors. No doubt Phil Clark, they'll be better for the run.
Yeah, and they'll look forward to the game against the Japanese. I suspect they're going to that as favourites.